this very special ceremony in honor of a gift from the Abe and Annie Seibel Foundation that will significantly impact Angelo State University and all of West Texas. As the Provost and the Vice President for Academic Affairs, I spend a good amount of my waking hours looking at ways to retain and graduate more students from this fine institution. One of the things that we know is extremely important is that if we can get a student to live in university housing for their first year, that we retain and graduate those students at about 12% higher rate than their peers that live off campus. With the growth that we've experienced over the last 4 years, it has become difficult for us to house all those students. And so as a result of that, we arrived at a point where we needed new and better housing. Adding this new wing on Centennial Village allows us not only to provide the housing that we need for our students, but it also provides us with a recruiting opportunity that is crucial to our success. So thank you for being here today to help us celebrate this amazing gift. With us here today are some people that I'd like to introduce. First of all, Dr. Ted Mitchell, the Chancellor of the Texas Tech University System. Dr. Brian May, President of Angelo State University. In the audience, Miss Angie Wright, Vice President of Finance and Administration, right here. And also Ms. Jamie Aiken, our Vice President for Development and Alumni Relations. And certainly the most special guest that we have today from the Abe and Annie Seibel Foundation is Ms. Lindsay Glover, Vice President and Trust Officer. Lindsay, thank you so much for being here with your presence. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the Student Hall Director for Housing and Residential Programs, Ms. Holly Rhodes, and ask her to come forward for a few remarks and the unveiling of the signage recognizing this amazing gift. Holly is originally from Abilene and is a senior here at Angelo State University. She will be graduating this coming May with a degree in social work. Holly, would you please come forward?
Angelo State has provided many opportunities for me to grow as a student, leader, and a community member. By living on campus, I have been able to take part in programs, make connections with others in the RAM fam, and ultimately have been more successful in my academics. I feel prepared to step into the professional world coming May because of the quality of education I've had here, thanks to the faculty and staff members in my life. The residence halls have become my home away from home, and has to many others as well. We live here, grow here, and grow together as a community. The donation from the Abe and Annie Seibel Foundation will only continue to enhance the opportunities in life here at ASU for the residents and students. And from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you. And I would now like to introduce our university president, Dr. Brian May.
Well, thank you very much. And Holly kind of says it all. You know, this is what this is all about. What the provost was talking about is residential housing is crucial. You know, as we started growing so quickly over the last few years, we actually reduced the mandatory time that they had to stay in housing before moving off campus. We would like to go back to where we were to begin with if we had the capacity. This will allow us to do this. And what I was explaining to Ms. Glover, the fact that the Seibel Foundation wanted to help with university housing, and believe it or not, this foundation also works on student centers. Both of these are the major debt of every university in this state. You cannot spend state funds on housing or university centers. Those are paid from fees or housing rent. So the fact that we were able to get this incredible large gift on housing is going to reduce not only the debt, the total debt load, but the number of years it takes to pay this debt off. That will allow us to pass those savings along to students in what we charge for housing. So in a sense, it's just like a scholarship. And we constantly are worried about the amount of debt that students graduate with. This will help us. And Lindsay, I just want you to know this is so unique. And I wish other foundations would do the same thing. We are certainly very grateful to the Seibels and the foundation. And I know that the original Seibel family has passed away, but there's relatives and others that are still involved. And please relate to them that this is a heartfelt gift that will live into perpetuity. And it's certainly not only important to us, but as the provost said, throughout the state of Texas. Of the 254 counties in the state, we have students from 245 of them. We have them from 27 states, 17 different countries. So this has an immense impact, and it's the type of gift that we wish we could get on all of our debt-loaded facilities. But this is going to be tremendous. And as many of you know, and I think Tracy Baker is here, she can tell you that this is one of the most popular dorms on this campus. It fills up immediately. So this gift and this addition will be used dramatically. As we go through this, we're hoping that this will be a long-term relationship with the Seibel Foundation. Now, we're going to show you what's behind us, but before that happens, I'd like to ask the Chancellor of the Texas Tech University System, Dr. Ted Mitchell, to come up and give you a few remarks from the system office.
Thank you. Dr. May and I go back a long way. One of the things, President of the Health Sciences Center at Texas Tech, we don't deal with housing at the Health Sciences Centers. And this is one of those areas where when you look to see the impact that housing and the cafeterias and things like that have on students for a place for them to hang out and congregate after hours, it's really impressive. And it's important, Lindsay, to understand that the impact that this university has, not just on this region, but overall in our system, is pretty remarkable. Angelo State University, for the upcoming session, everybody comes to these legislative sessions asking for things that typically involve new programs and other things. The exceptional item request for Angelo State has to do with funding to help the lives of first-generation students, of students that are at risk, of students who, in short, would not be given the same opportunity at other universities. So the work they do here makes everybody in the Texas Tech system very, very proud. The team, Angela's team, Jamie's team, Dr. May's team, should be congratulated for the work they've done to get us to where we are today with this. If you look at what's going on in higher education, this was described to me the other day, and I think this really illustrates the need for philanthropy. If you look at the upcoming budget for the upcoming session, we're going to have about $110 billion to spend, which is obviously a large amount of money. Having said that, if you look at that money like the face of a clock, everything from 12 o'clock down to 7 o'clock, all of that part of the money will be taken by public education, K through 12. And it has to be. It's a huge need for the state. If you look at from 7 o'clock up to 10 o'clock, all of that money will be taken by Medicaid. And it has to be, and it needs to be. Having said that, that leaves from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock on the clock face for everything else. For transportation, for public safety, for higher education. So the amount of money that is available for higher education to do what it needs to do is every single time getting a little bit less and a little bit less, and it gets encroached upon. So the work that is done through foundations and other things to get the funding we need for facilities facilities like this is absolutely necessary, and it's absolutely remarkable that people are willing to step up to do this for us. There's a story about a fellow that's touring a brand new art museum, the Samuel Moskowitz Art Museum, and he's touring through, and the curator is walking him through and showing him around, and he says, "This is just an absolutely gorgeous facility." He said, "Tell me about Samuel Moskowitz. Is this the famed architect?" And the curator said, "No, he's a writer." And the guy said, "Really?" He goes, "I haven't heard of him. What has he written?" And the fellow looked at him and said, "He's written a check." What makes the difference for the lives of these students, what makes the difference for the lives of the students, is not the name that goes on the building, it's the generosity behind the name that goes on the building. That's what makes it possible. That's what makes every last one of us so proud to be part of a university and system that dedicates itself toward taking care of those students and potential students who oftentimes would not have another opportunity for something like this. Thanks for having me here, and Lindsay, thanks to you for everything the Seibel Foundation's done for us. We appreciate it.
Didn't he do a great job? I tell you, first he started off by bragging on me and the school and everything. We're going to keep him around. They made him permanent, so I'm happy about that. But he does a great job, and I want to tell you, I've worked for every single chancellor of the Texas Tech system. There's no better man experienced with the right talents and absolute incredible human skills than Ted Mitchell to serve as chancellor of the Texas Tech system. He's the best one I've ever seen. So I'm excited that he's here. I'm excited about this project. But without any further ado, why don't we lower this, the name which will live here to perpetuity, Seibel Commons. There were supposed to be 4 jet aircraft come over to Seibel. It was too windy.
Well, check out the wind. Right? You never.
Man, they have pocket knives.
Wishing I had my airborne.
Very good. All right.
Well, I believe that's about as close as we're going to get to it. Where's the basketball player? Anyway, that concludes our program. We'll get this down, but we have some refreshments in here for everyone if you want to come on in. Obviously, y'all would like to say hello to Lindsay and Lindsay Glover, but I can tell you that this gift is amazing. And thank you so much. And thank everybody here.
On that to try to make that work.